Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would simply tell you a few stories, and I think that would give you the entire message for this forum. There's a town in one of our deprived provinces called Vashuk, and a picture came during the last floods of a young kid who was standing there with a torn notebook, looking into the eyes of his father, not knowing where to go. And the picture showed a helpless father who had taken the entire lifetime to build a mud home which had been washed away. And to date, we all, including particularly us, we are all looking for the answer to the questions in the eyes of that kid and the helplessness of the father who couldn't give the answer. 2 generations of efforts probably washed away, because the housing stock was not resilient. And there was a relapse into poverty, which would probably take another 2 generations to get out of. So for us, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a housing crisis, this is a crisis of justice. And I think we have all putting our voices together to raise this issue of justice, so that the poor don't have to drown out and their voices don't have to drown out. People who get washed away, people who die in these heat capsules, people who don't have access to health and education, these are not the people who are designing cities. We are designing cities. These are victims of our policies and our strategies. I mean, if I were to be bold enough to present to you the face of this crisis, nearly 50% of the people of Pakistan, 240 million people, live in cities. And 55% of these people, 55 million people, live in slums. Slums are not a policy category. Slums are a life category. Real people live in these slums. Imagine a family of 6 living in 2 rooms, in shattered infrastructure. Imagine your own kid who's trying to do the homework in one corner of these 2 rooms, 6 to 8 people living in 2 rooms, and there's no power because of the power shutdown. Imagine a family and your own daughter, or my daughter, who cannot go to school because the school is 3 to 4 kilometers away. And the roads are shattered, and there are no walkways. And the mothers cannot risk the lives of their kids just to send them to school. That's the true nature of this crisis. Just in 2024, I remember, there was a heat wave. And in one of our cities, Karachi, which is the largest urban city, in this heat wave, the temperature rose up to 47 degrees centigrade. And although not all of the deaths were recorded, but according to one of the NGOs, which is dedicated to taking the lives, the dead bodies of those who've passed away, to the hospitals, about 560 dead bodies were moved in 7 days. 560 dead bodies because of the heat wave in 7 days. Who died? The poor died. The most disenfranchised died. People living in slums without any infrastructure died. Not the rich, not the affluent, not the ones living in apartments and condominiums and homes with air conditioning died. It's the poor that are always that take the brunt of this crisis. Just over the past 4 floods, 6,000 people have died in Pakistan. 6,000. So many people have not even died in wars. About 20,000 people have either gotten injured or disabled. 40 million people, more than the population of most countries of the world, have been displaced. And if you count, over 50% of the people are of school-going age. If they were to miss school for 90 days, about 1.8 billion school days were lost. I'm not going to sit here because of the paucity of time and list all the projects. We have our projects, and I can list them, the federal projects and the provincial projects and the municipality projects. But I want to be honest, and I want to bring this to the attention of this august House, that we treat affordable housing as a welfare instrument and not as a right. And that must change. 2.8 billion, roughly 3 billion people are living under inadequate housing, and about 300 million to 400 million are homeless. That should not be acceptable to our world. So I would say at the end that going green or going sustainable is not aesthetic. It shouldn't be jargon. It is not welfare. We should not build housing for investors. We should build housing for the people. And we should hear the voices of the poor, because their voices are not present here today. And I would say that the Baku call for action should remove injustice. Baku call for action should remove speculation from housing solutions. Baku call for action, when we give the final statement, it should be the statement about housing. But I would leave you with the question, housing for whom? Do we truly mean everyone? Thank you very much for your attention.
वफाकी वज़ीर मौसमियाती तब्दीली डॉक्टर मुसद्दिक मलिक वर्ल्ड अर्बन फोरम में इजहार ख्याल कर रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा कि मौसमियाती तब्दीली, गुर्बत और रिहायशी नाइंसाफ़ी एक दूसरे से जुड़े हुए मसाइल हैं। इन मसाइल को हल करने के लिए मिलकर अमली इक़दामात करना